Morning, everybody, or afternoon, everybody.
It is the afternoon.
Yep. Welcome to the live stream of Nove Mesto Metuji's Para-Archery World Ranking event and European Cup 2023.
I am Phoebe Patterson-Pine, and I'm joined by Stuart Taylor.
Hi, guys. So I'm one of the GB coaches for the Paralympic squad, and Phoebe is world number one and Paralympic champion for the compound women's open category. And we're going to be guiding you through this session of the individual gold medal matches.
Very exciting afternoon coming up. We're starting with the W1 women.
For Turkey, we have Nil Misser, and for the Czech Republic, we have Sarka Musilova.
So in the qualification round, Nil qualified first with a 6.19, and Sarka qualified in third with a 5.98.
It's really good shooting from these girls.
Very good
this
shooting.
Week.
So to get through the semi-finals, Neil actually won a shoot-off to make it through to this gold medal match by shooting a 10 compared to a 9, so very close.
Yeah, against Musilova's teammate Teresa Brantlova from the Czech Republic as well.
Neil has already been on this finals field yesterday, actually, shooting in mixed team. So she won gold in the mixed team. And
perfectly comfortable with this field already this weekend.
Sarka Musilova won bronze, I want to say.
She got through to this gold medal match, defeating Dela Domino from Italy and then Asia Pellizzari from Italy, with some very good scores actually. 136 in her semi-final.
Yes, she did very well. First up shooting, Nil.
For Turkey.
9. Just a little bit low. It's a good start.
Yeah, that's a very good start. You want to make sure that you get on the finals field and end up straight in the middle. And golds are definitely a good score for this
7.
group.
Just a little bit high. But as we see in archery many times, it doesn't really matter what you start with because, well, unless it's a 10, because these matches can change quite a lot, really, can't they?
They can change really quickly. And we're on cumulative score with the W1 category, so they'll shoot 5 ends of 3 arrows, and it'll be the total score they've shot for all 15 arrows. But
9.
we're only at 3 points here, and it's easy to drop 3 points, especially in the W1 category.
Another 9.
It's a really nice start. 28's a really nice start.
.28 plays 27. Nope, 25.
25.
So, really nothing between it at this point.
Absolutely, that's a great start for Nil to get that 3-point lead, but it can easily disappear. So she'll want to continue keeping them in that gold.
Yes. And individual matches come with a lot of pressure and nerves, and I always find that it takes me a few hours to settle those, to stop the bow bobbing up and down like a little jellyfish in the ocean.
Yeah, it's more difficult, do you think, then, when you're on the finals field as an individual rather than when you're on there as a team?
I would say so. When you're on there with a team, you have someone to talk to, and although you've got your coach there, you don't have them with you all the time when you're on the shooting line, so it can feel a little bit lonely, but these guys seem to be handling it really well.
They definitely do so far. And Muscle will be shooting first this time. The archer that is losing at that time in the match will shoot first. So what are the main differences then for you between the W1 category and your compound open category?
So the W1s that we have here have impairments that affect both the lower body and the upper body. So they are sort of more disabled than
have a more severe impairment
than the open category can be seen as, but these guys still shoot with compound bows. However, they are restricted to 45 pounds max rather than the 60 pound max that you see with compound open. These guys also shoot with a recurve sight rather than with a magnified scope.
Yes, and they're not allowed a peep sight either, no. So there's no extra ability to line up. They're allowed one reference point on the string, so that'd be a kisser or a nose button, but no peep sight.
That's a really good grouping,
it's
right?
Very
there.
Nice group, just a little bit high, a little bit left. I'm sure she'll want to bring that into the centre, but it's a nice group. It's very good shooting from Nil. She's not left the gold yet.
No, not at all. No.
Exceptional shooting for this.
So, can you explain a little bit the difference between a compound bow and a recurve bow? Because obviously later on today we're going to see recurve in action.
Yeah, so compound bows have these cams. So a compound bow will go through a very high peak weight and then drop off to a more manageable holding weight, and that can be really advantageous for certain impairments in Para-Archery. And actually the W1 category, you're allowed to shoot a compound or a recurve bow within the same category. However, most will choose to shoot a compound. The compound creates more speed for less draw weight and therefore for less effort.
One thing that might be worth actually mentioning at this point, as we are on the topic of W1 compared to compound open, is the W1s are able to have some strapping on them in order to just keep them stable.
Yeah, so a lot of their impairments are impairments of that core control. So some of them will need strapping, otherwise they would just fall out of their chairs as they shot. And those restrictions that we've mentioned are just to make sure that they're on a level playing field. Some W1s would potentially be able to manage higher than that max 45 pounds, but others, due to the type of impairment they suffer from, might not be able to reach that at all. It's just to try and make sure that everybody that is put within that category, together with the wide-ranging impairments that could cause them to be in this category, is on the fairest playing field they can.
I think we had a little bit of a commentator curse going on then, with Nil dropping out into the red. I'll blame you for that one.
Yeah, you can blame me for that one. 8's not bad though. It's not far away. It's just did a little bit more left. You have a wide ranging of impairments across parasport in general, but archery is a very adaptive sport, so there'll be a lot of different impairments that you'll see represented across these finals matches. Some of those impairments will be really obvious and some less so. W1 archers are always seated though, in a wheelchair. Whereas our open categories later, you might see archers standing or perching on a stool or sat in a wheelchair. There's a lot of considerations needed for form in W1 categories, as well as other para categories, but a lot of the things you might take for granted as an able-bodied archer, you just can't take for granted here. Things like muscular control, so they might have poor fine control. It might be that some muscles behave kind of floppy, like a jellyfish, right? Whereas others might have really stiff muscles, stiff as a board. So
like a Toblerone.
Like a Toblerone, stiff like a Toblerone. Okay, weird one. So those are things that will affect the form they might choose to shoot with, what they can shoot like, and those things can be easily affected by things like heat.
Yeah, a lot of these guys actually don't have the ability to sweat.
Or regulate the temperature generally.
Which leads to overheating or really feeling the cold.
Which is interesting because this week here we've had a fairly cold week, at least cool, with kind of mid-teens degrees Celsius, whereas today that temperature is quite a bit higher. The sun's come out. This is the first time we've reached kind of 20 degrees here, and so that could have wide-ranging effects for a lot of these archers.
It's been very, very English week.
Has been a fairly English week.
Still grouping very, very well.
Yeah, it's very tidy shooting for sure.
Really good.
So on the final field today, archers have 30 seconds to shoot their arrow in alternating form. So in able-bodied events, if you've watched any of the World Cups or anything like that, they are given 20 seconds alternating. But for para, it's 30 seconds. Because again, things like that fine control can make loading the bow a lot more difficult.
10 from Nil to close out that end.
She's just very slowly, methodically carved out a full arrow's worth of lead.
Yes.
There.
So, a few little facts and figures about the athletes that we have here right now. Neil Monsieur came second at the World Championships, both individually and in team, and won gold as well at the European Championships
Last year.
Last year
in Rome.
Saka Musalova came second at the Paralympics
in Tokyo.
And came second at the Games in Tokyo again, and third in Rio. So quite a
in the mixed team.
In the mixed team. So quite a resume there
for both these athletes. Just extending that lead a little bit further. She's definitely stayed on that left-hand side most over this whole
Yes,
match.
there is a slight breeze coming across the field at the moment, but
It's very marginal. But with this category again, with that restricted poundage, it is definitely more of a consideration.
yes, and obviously not having a sight bubble as well as you would expect in compound can make it quite hard to see what the bow is doing as well, and whether you're canting the bow at all in the wind.
Very nice last arrow there.
Very good.
And a 131, a good score, especially for a finals field. And Nil Misser waiting for confirmation, but she will be our gold medalist
For the W1 women. In the background, might be able to pick up over our mics the Turkish team in the background cheering. They are definitely one of our more energetic teams, aren't they?
Absolutely. But we also have the Czech girl out here who will be being cheered on by all of the field pie
Yes.
and volunteers that are helping make this shoot run.
Right, so next up we have the boys.
Boys, David Draninski and Paolo Tonon will be joining us.
So another Czech Republic athlete coming on to the finals field very soon.
Absolutely.
Of course, Draninski has an incredibly long archery resume, really.
Yeah, he's been at the top of the category for a long time.
He did very, very well in Tokyo at the Paralympic Games. Actually, yeah, because he won it.
He is the reigning Paralympic champion. Yep.
Also from Beijing as well.
Yeah, so it runs back a long way.
Rio, he got silver. So
he's also the reigning European champion, and came third at the most recent World Championship. So he's medalled at all of the major games recently, and is world #1 for this category.
yes, so as well, his arrow average is very high.
It is a competition average of 9.255, which is exceptional for a W1 category, and his personal best qualifying round is 680, which puts a lot of our able-bodied archers to shame.
It is without any shadow of a doubt the best that a W1 gentleman has produced.
But of course, we also have Paolo Tonon, who himself is an incredibly good archer. He came second at the European Championships last year to Draninski, and was in the team, and also had a team silver here last year. So he's been on this finals field a lot as a team member. It'll be interesting to see how he copes out there on his own, especially off the back of what you've been saying earlier on.
Yeah, these guys are very experienced on a finals field, and they both qualified first and second, with Drazinski qualifying first and Tono qualifying second.
Yes,
so
they've stood by their good performances in qualification to make their way here.
Yes.
With their 669 and 660 for their qualification rounds, which are very good scores. And some very good consistent matches as well for them both to get to this final. Draninsky will be shooting first. He holds the world record for this 15-arrow match of 144 out of 150.
Which is good even for a compound open.
It is.
Nove.
10.
A very nice start. It's a very confidence building to start with an arrow straight in the middle. Matches.
Replies very well as well.
Could be in for a good match.
Yes. Both matching, but you know, I'm gonna say it anyway. I would love to see a shoot off. I know we're 2 hours in.
We're very early on for Phoebe.
But I would love to see a shoot off.
We always like a bit of drama in archery.
And we're certainly in a sport that gives that.
We are.
So 27
Start matching themselves arrow by arrow.
Very, very close. Are we having fun yet?
Are we having any fun?
Are
We're
we
always
having
having
any
fun.
Yes, we are. The sun's shining.
Confirmed. That means that we will start next and again.
So because both archers have tied, the archer who shot first to start off the match is going to be shooting first again.
Yes.
It's a very long-winded way of explaining things.
If they're tied, it reverts back to what was happening on the first end. Draninsky chose to shoot first, so we'll continue to shoot first. Is that your preference, Phoebe, if you get the choice when you're on a finals field?
See, I don't really have a preference. I know a lot of archers who say that they like starting first because then they get to sort of throw down some pressure, or they want to shoot second because then they can see, you know, what their competitors producing. But for me, it's just shooting arrows.
Excellent.
Fantastic shot.
Very central. I think there's a couple of considerations for me when I would end up on a finals field. It would be, you know, are we on a windy day? If we're on a windy day, I will generally prefer to shoot second. If you have that opportunity to see what that first archer does, you know where they were on the practice field, you know where their first arrow goes on the finals field, and you can just have a bit of an advantage on that. But obviously that is risk and reward. If you're trusting that other archer shot a nice shot and they didn't, and you adjust for it.
Is that back in the day when
Alright, I
you
don't
were
need that sass.
competing?
Yeah, back in the day. Whereas shooting first allows you to put the pressure on, especially if you do end up taking it to a shoot-off. Shooting second in a shoot-off is generally a bit more challenging than shooting first. At least shooting first, you can lay down your score, whereas shooting second, you know exactly what you need to hit, and that works for some people and doesn't work for others.
Yes. So there's 1 point in it now.
Oh, a little bit of a twitch there from
Slightly.
Draninsky.
Now,
Very good recovery.
the way that you shoot a bow could be compared to, I guess, shooting an elastic band, can't it? As in, you pull back that tension, you have to hold it in order to propel the arrow forward as you release.
It's a potential energy in that sense. But obviously it's going to feel very different. We're using a bow, especially in these categories with compound bows, a bow that reaches a peak weight, lightens off. And there's a lot of potential energy stored in that bow, but there's more potential energy in the bow than there is on you because of those pulley systems. So
Yes.
the bow will propel that arrow a lot faster.
However, you do have to maintain pressures on the rise of the bow and through the release aid to keep yourself up at full draw, otherwise you may collapse.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, for example, in a compound aim from category, you might have a peak weight of 60 and a holding weight of 20 pounds. That holding weight you need to match. You can't just relax at full draw. You need to be pulling against the stops. It's a set draw length. The bow will have stops installed that prevents it from going further. You need to hold the pressure against that enough to prevent the bow from pulling you down. And some archers will go for that a little bit more. They'll pull against that solid wall and far exceed the holding weight they actually need to put on. Whereas other archers might settle as best they can in that full draw position and relax as much as possible.
Yes.
And in the para world, that is probably dictated a lot by the impairment.
Wow, these guys really are matching arrow for arrow.
Oh, straight back tide.
Very good.
Yeah, it's really good grouping. He's grouped a little bit low and he's just adjusted his sight there, so we'll see if he pulls that up.
Fantastic.
So now he's got that 1 point advantage. Very nice. So got it off the bottom of the 10 there. That little sight adjustment.
Okay, so we are back at being tied.
Here, you have the lead.
No, here, you take it, please, I insist.
It might be destined for a shoot-off, Phoebe, it might be.
Oh, I do hope so. It's fantastic, very, very consistent shooting from both. And this being cumulatively scored as well. This means that both have shot 84 out of 90.
90, they've got 6 points, yeah.
Which is very good.
Yes, it's very good. Druninsky had scores of 137 and 138 on his way here to the final. Ton on 138 and 134, so to have only dropped 6 points after the first 3 ends is definitely on track for similar scores, and that's all you can really ask of yourself, right? If you're able to shoot the same score on a finals field as you do on the normal qualification field, then that's a really good place to be in. It shows that you're dealing with the occasion really well.
I cannot do.
9 from Drahinsky.
Which ordinarily would be very good, and there wouldn't be any nerves about that at all. But with this high quality match, every point you drop is going to feel like you're giving an opportunity to your opponent.
You've got to stop talking. He's just shot an 8. as we were saying, it's a very, very close match. And anything can happen.
Extend.
There's
Fantastic.
things that a lot of people won't think about there as well is, anything really can happen, and especially when we're talking about some of the impairments these guys will have, where you can have body twitches.
Yeah, no, I've shot many a competition where I've had spasms happening whilst I've been up at full draw, and
It can be very difficult, especially for archers that might be strapped in. If their legs are shaking, then their body's going to get pulled around in that strap, and it can really destabilise you. But equally, you can have a spasm in your arm, and the shot can just go
yes, yeah,
all of a sudden, and so it's really important, especially in these categories, that you are constantly putting in every arrow as best you possibly can, because okay, we've now seen that split happen. Vaninsky's got a 5-point lead going into the last end. You just don't know what can happen, and you wouldn't want to have thrown it away by losing concentration.
So David has extended his lead by 4 points. No, 5 points. You'll soon learn as I go on through this commentary that I am terrible at maths.
That's all right, because that was the first interview you gave after you became Paralympic champion.
Yes, I
to
did.
point out that
I told Claire Balding that I was bad at maths, but it did make her laugh.
and it was accurate.
Yes, very. I'm not ashamed.
So 113 is a very good score, very good, doesn't it? One end to go, and now that they're not tied, finally Paolo Tonon will be the first to shoot.
Very good.
So both of these archers are able to hold that bow at full draw for a while and allow it to settle and really focus on their aim. That aim might be compromised, but they're able to wait it out, be confident with the shot. And there'll be some W1 archers you might see shooting that seem to shoot really quickly, and that might be because their impairment means that every second they're at full draw counts. But these archers are able to demonstrate a really impressive level of control.
Nine again. Just a little bit low.
It's a little bit low, giving his sight a little bit of an adjustment there.
Okay.
Matching, and that's all that Drininsky needs to do, just keep it comfortable, keep matching Paolo now.
Nine to finish.
It's a very good group. He didn't manage to get it off the bottom of the cold for that last arrow there. So 5 to win for Drininsky.
Poslední co? Poslední střelba. Jo.
And it's
Fantastic.
10, very good finish.
Very well done.
6-point lead in the end. 141, and anything from 140 up is an incredibly good score
Yes.
for this category.
Fantastic, and very well done to Paolo as well for getting to the gold medal and coming home with silver.
And with a good performance in the final as well.
Yes,
135 is
yeah.
absolutely nothing to be stiffed at. That's
Absolutely
a very good
not.
score.
Very good.
So that's confirmation. David Drininsky, the home favourite, has taken the gold medal here in the men's W1 category.
Yes, congratulations to him.
He's having a bit of fun with the crowd there.
Love that. Oh, and he's helping off
Tak pardon,
Pavel
lezete nám přímo do
from the
záběru.
field.
Tímhle se si nám s tou před kamerou, jo, tak bacha na
You always see that in archery, really great camaraderie and
Yes, yeah.
teamsmanship.
jo? Tak jenom pro příště tam nechoďte, díky.
So that concludes the W1 category. The field just needs to be reset slightly at the moment.
So we are going from a full 80 centimeter target to now another 80 centimeter target, but
Ty vole, já už
only
jsem
to
na konci.
the 5 ring.
Já jsem na konci.
Yes, the black and the white coloured rings have been removed,
Do rucháče, vole, řek, nemůžu, vole.
just to reflect the accuracy that you expect from this category in comparison.
So next up we move on to the compound open women
Sponzory, tak sponzory, prosím.
with Jane Carla Gogol competing against Devi Shital.
Yes, Brazil versus India. So you'll notice this is obviously a European Cup leg one, but it's a world ranking event, and so countries from all over the world can attend this.
Yes, there's in the past we've had countries from athletes from the United States, Brazil, Singapore shot earlier today.
Yeah, so this is in a very important year. The World Championships this year will be the first and main opportunity for all of these archers to qualify spots for the Paralympic Games in Paris next year, and so a lot of the countries have chosen to come here as preparation for those World Championships in 7 weeks.
Congratulations, Neil, on this match. So, was it a good practice for you for the next World Para Championships in Pilsen?
Şey için, bizim için iyi bir tecrübe olduğunu and it was amazing experience. It was an amazing
At
experience.
least the weather's good today.
Did the cold weather affect your
This
performance?
is a little bit less breezy than it was yesterday for teams finals.
Yes.
Etkiledi mi diyor, performansını etkiledi mi?
Yani oldukça zorladı ama biz muhteşem bir teknik ekiple geldik buraya.
Yesterday we noticed a lot of the archers as they came out onto the finals field were right, which is usually just that difference between what the winner's doing on the practice field compared to what he's doing under the relative shelter of the finals field. Whereas today we haven't really seen that. Most archers have come out and pretty much found the centre really quickly.
Yes.
Yes, it's too much affected for me. It's really hard weather conditions, but our team is our staff very strong, and they helped me in weather conditions. You're welcome.
Energetic support.
Hello. Great match, David. Congratulations. So, was this a good test for the next World Championships in Pilsen?
Yes, I worked all winter or indoor season very hard, and I'm very happy that I win today because this week weather was not so good, and today was sunny and not hard wind, and I meet here new friends, so I'm very happy. It was nice.
preparing for Paris 2024?
It is far for me, so I will be hard work step by step, and when I am going for my 5th Paralympic Games, I will be happy.
And we are back on the field. And let's welcome the next category.
So here we go,
Compound Women
starting off with our compound
Open.
women gold match.
So on target 1 we will have
Let's
Jane
bring the
Carlo,
finalists.
and on target 2 we will have Debbie Shitami.
Just two very contrasting athletes here. So we've got Jane in a wheelchair, a very experienced archer in this category. Then you have Debbie, who is only 16 years old, and an armless archer, so she shoots from a stool, holds the bow with her foot, and draws back with a shoulder strap.
On target number 1, representing Brazil, Jane Carla Kogel.
Jane
On
qualified
target number
first
2,
for
representing
this event with a
India,
688.
Nove qualified
Third.
We will be starting on target number 1. Jane Carla Kogel.
Sì, buona tossità.
With Jane shooting first.
Hey!
Sì, buona tossità.
So Jane hasn't found the middle too fast there. Be an opportunity for Debbie if she can to find a
9!
similar kind of pace on the target.
So there might just be some difference between here and the practice field.
10!
Fantastic adjustment.
Yeah, so Google's found her centre really quickly there. Yeah, after that first shot, can Debbie follow suit?
Extend!
Very nice.
Extend!
Fabulous.
Very nice on. Great composure to start with that. You make an adjustment and get yourself back in the middle and have the confidence to do that.
10!
So
28 for Jane Carla Kogel versus
The only difference
29
there just being that first arrow.
yes.
How much adjustment was required from practice field to finals field?
This is the maximum for Zoom.
So, as we said before, Jane qualified in first with a 688, and Debbie qualified in third with a
28
682.
versus 29 points for David Cheetal is confirmed.
There was some
That means that we
decent
start
scoring from
on
these
target
guys
number
through
1.
their matches. Google started a little bit slow with 137, but 145 and 140 to get through the quarter and semi-final respectively, and get into into this gold match. It's Devi 142, 145 and then 139 to make her way into this match. Bit of a drop in scores between that quarter-final to the semi-final. I think it happens quite a lot as you get towards the crunch time in tournaments. Just as those nerves go up, because you get closer to feeling like that medal is on the cards.
Fantastic. So Jane started first, but she's trailing forward.
And finds the 10 straight away again. That's 3 10s in a row for Jane. She sometimes keeps it a little bit low, so all tied up now.
Another 10 for Jane.
Really nice grouping there. Just a little adjustment. She's staying on the left hand side of that 10. She wants to make sure they're right in the middle.
Another 9.
A little bit left. There might be a little bit of nerves there. Just allowing that bow to settle is really important. I think quite often when you go on a finals field, all those nerves get to you anywhere. It can be difficult to trust that that you can be patient and wait for that bow to settle.
Yes. So
It's an 8 from Jane, so
8
she's
for
only shot
Jane.
8s and 10s so far.
just off again to that right hand side. And then another 9 for Debbie.
Might take advantage, so there'll be
6 apiece.
28, 27, 56
Debbie, I
points for
believe, is
both.
pretty new to the circuit. So this might be
Here's
the
somebody
first
supporting
individual
India.
match that she's done. Might just be a little bit nervous. Whereas Jane is very
That
experienced
Jane Para-Archery has
archer.
some support here who is cheering for her.
yes, so she is the Para-Pan-American champion in 2022 in Santiago.
Is confirmed.
And world rank number 3.
That means that we start on target number 1.
Whereas Devi doesn't have a world rank yet. She's
No,
very
not
fresh
yet.
to it. It's 16 years old. But her competition average arrow here is 9.463, only just shy of Gogol's 9.48. So I would expect we'll be in for a very good match.
Jane starting off first. X10.
Very good.
Fantastic. Eight for Debbie.
It's
So,
very close to the line. That
The difference between these guys is release aids. So Jane is shooting a trigger, so she's able to get up, put her thumb around the trigger, and then expand through the shot, whereas Devi, I believe, pulls back as she shoots.
Yeah, so Devi's just increasing the pressure gradually until the release is willing to let it go. Whereas Jane, yeah, she'll wrap her thumb around that trigger and and make the shot happen a little bit more when she wants it to. You can see that execution's a little bit more static than you'd expect from a shot that the pressure is just gradually built up. So she's making sure that she's in the middle when she wants to shoot it, and that's worked there. She shot perfect 30.
So now we've got a 3-point lead to Jane as we finish the third end.
Possibly 2 if that line call gets called up. It's very close to the line, although it does look an 8 from our vantage point. As if it weren't difficult enough to imagine how you might shoot with no arms, it's interesting to be able to look and see all of the little parts that make that a little bit more difficult. Devi can't get any extra reference points on her face. It's just very important that she lines up that peep as nicely as she can. The peep's quite a long way away from her eyes, so she'll probably have a very big aperture in there.
So perfect score 30 for Jane Para-Archery.
Oh, and Devi's arrow has been scored up, so 2-point lead to Jane now.
Just 2 points, it's good. And Devi's managed to keep all of her arrows within the gold, but just hasn't quite found the 10 often enough so far.
And we start on target number 2. Next.
Yeah, Indian supporters there reminding Devi to smile and relax. Devi being behind will be shooting first on this end.
Fantastic.
And you see the power that she's building in the shot as the entire torso flings backwards as it breaks. It's a real difference in experience levels here. Devi, in her first tournament where Jane has had 70 previous matches with a 67% win rate.
Extend.
Devi's really found her centre now. That deficit is just 1 point at the moment.
Extend.
Fantastic reply.
Jane will really want to hold on to that, even if it's a very small advantage moving into the last end. So there's a bit of a wobble there.
9 there. So even though if she was wobbly, it was a very good arrow regardless.
Yeah, just drifted a little bit left.
Jane can really capitalise on this. And she does.
So it maintains that 2-point lead going into the last end.
29 to 29 in this end. It's very close.
Which means really for her to win now and for her to lose. If she produces another 29, Devi won't have any option.
Yes.
Won't be able to do anything about it. And Gogol knows she can do that. She's doing it already. And that can bring pressure or confidence with it. Gogol's qualification PB is 695 points, just 1 point shy of the world record, your world record.
Yes. I shot a 696 a few weeks back on her home ground back in England. And Jess Stratton of GBR has the current match world record as well. So
yeah, 148.
148 out of 150.
Very good score.
Debbie to shoot first in this final end.
So she'll know that she's going to need to produce 3 10s here to capitalise on any chance Gogol might grant her.
A 10 to start is a good way of doing that.
Yeah, very good start.
Fantastic reply from Jane.
Utter concentration on her face as she shoots these arrows. It's just
Nine,
drifted a
just
touch
down.
right. You can see the difference in that grouping as well there. Sheethouse looks quite spread out around the 9. There's no real tight centre, where when you look at Gogol's target, it's incredibly tight in the 10, and then she's just got this little group that she's added to there
Yes.
up in the top right.
So now we're down to a 1 point lead. Possibly 2.
Possibly 2. And
X
that's
10 to
definitely the
finish.
finish you need there, so
So
a 9 here to either tie or win, depending on
yes,
that line cutter.
10 would definitely take it.
But a 10 would guarantee.
Fantastic.
And she does, it's on the line, but it's definitely a 10. So it'll either be a 1-4-3 or a 1-4-4 for Jane in either case.
Yes.
That's the gold medal for Jane Carla Gogol from Brazil.
So we are just waiting for confirmation from the judges at the target. And that is it. We have that confirmation that Jane wins gold for Compel Women Open.
So it's a real confidence builder when you can come out here and get a good performance
Yes.
at an event like this. While the event itself isn't one of the biggest on the calendar, it's a very important event in preparation for the World Championships this year.
Absolutely. It enables you to have that pressure practice that you need.
And compare yourself at the start of the season against a lot of the best archers in the world.
Yes.
It's important to do that and face up to it if you don't feel like you're quite there yet with your performance at an event like this. Then you know you can put a plan in place to make sure you're there for the World Championships. Whereas you might come here and do really well and be able to build on some confidence from that. So in either way, it can be taken as a really strong positive.
Absolutely. If you don't win, you learn. It's not that you lose, you learn and you grow to be better next time.
Absolutely. It's a really important lesson to take in.
There you go. Tip from Phoebe Patterson Pie.
If you feel like you're going home at the end of the day having not won and not learned something, then that's a mistake.
Yes.
Work out what you can learn from it. So now we have the Compound Men Open in their gold medal match.
So we will see Nathan McQueen of GBR come up against Serhiy Atamenko from Ukraine. Obviously with the war going on in Ukraine at the moment, we're very happy to be able to still see our fellow archers being able to come out.
And obviously good friends with Nathan McQueen.
Yes, being a fellow teammate.
Teammate, so we won't show any bias today at all.
Both of these archers are very good.
So their qualification round was only 1 point apart. Atamanenko had a 687 to rank 10th, and Nathan McQueen had a 688 to rank 8th.
It's very equally matched.
The world record for this category is actually maxed. It's a 150 out of 150 with 9 X's. And that was achieved way back in 2015, so it's about time we saw that broken, don't you think?
Yes. For
Good
Nathan.
start for Nathan.
See, turning around to his coach then, it looked like he had to come down for that first arrow. A 10.
And a good start for Atamanenko as well. So both straight in the middle. So now it will just be who can keep their shot going the best for the next 14 arrows.
Fantastic.
Shot. Just on the line there, but still a 10.
It's very good, matching arrow for arrow.
All you need to do here is keep it in that 10 ring.
Which is easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, as you can see there, it just pops a little bit higher. But for most of these arrows, it doesn't matter where in the ring it is. A good 10 is the same as a bad 10.
Yes.
That's a good start for Atamanenko, the full 30. And a good start for Nathan as well with 29. There's just 1 point in it after this first end.
So, looking at the world rankings, Atamanenko is currently 9th in the world, whereas Nathan McQueen is 39th. However, their competition arrow average is very similar to one another, with McQueen being at 9.553 and Atamanenko being at 9.59.
There's those numbers things again.
I just can't do it, you know. I just can't.
Nathan had a bit of a difficult year last year, not being able to put performances in at a few of the events. So his world ranking slipped down, whereas Atamanenko is on the up at the moment.
He's doing very well. Both of their personal bests are just 1 point between each other as well.
Yeah, 696 for Nathan, 695 for Atamanenko. He's just drifted out a little bit there, so that's swung the lead from 1 point for Serhi to 1 point for Nathan.
Just shows how tight these matches can be.
And how quick things can change. That 10, that arrow there from Nathan looked like a 10.
Back in the 10.
Yeah, straight back in there. It's not phased by it. slightly less direct execution there. It's a little bit offline.
A 9.
It's nice from Sir. He's just dropped a little bit low, so 27 to 28, and it'll be 57 apiece, unless Nathan's arrow is called up to a 10. I have to say it looked like a 10 on our screen.
It was very, very close to tell.
The shadow in the direction it is, it could be difficult to see on our little monitor here. So Nathan's route here, he scored 142 in the 1/16th, 146 in the 1/8. Got past the Belgian armless archer Piotr van Montagu, who was ranked first after a tie-break, a 143 and then a slightly better 10, and then managed to get past the Indian Swami to make it into the gold match. Whereas Atamanenko had a bye in his 1/16th. Produced a 142 to get through the 1/8, and a very nice 149 in his quarter-final, and a 144 in his semi-final to book his place in this gold medal match.
Starting with Nathan McQueen on target number 1.
So going into this third end, we're all square.
So that arrow of Nathan's was called down to a 9, so they are all square at 57, yeah.
Thank you for confirming my maths.
Oh, welcome.
Just a little bit low for Nathan.
Again, maybe I'm just generous with my liners, but again, that looks like it's probably just clipped the line. But our view there is the same as yours. It's a little bit on the wrong side of that arrow to properly see. So there's just a little bit of a height variation on Nathan's arrows at the moment.
Yes, but there could be a number of things from nerves.
Yeah, I think it probably is just nerves. It's easy to carry that little bit of tension. And
absolutely.
And that can easily widen those groups out if you're not prepared to just trust that shot and be able to get on with that process. If Nathan strategically placed his spare bow in the way of the camera at the back of the field there.
Yes.
Very close to the 10, but definitely a 9.
Very close.
They could either be all tied up or possibly a 1-point lead for Nathan, depending on that line cutter. They are making sure that the target judge for this match has a job to do.
Absolutely, keep it interesting. Keep them on their toes.
I understand this camera guy behind.
Judge did have a look with his magnifying glass there, it didn't indicate
No.
just yet, so we'll be waiting for confirmation from the Enzio team. So Compound Open compared to W1, we've got the magnified scope with the bubble in it, so you know if the bow is upright, and you've got that extra magnification to be able to make sure you are aiming really truly dead centre.
We've just got confirmation from the judge here that Atamanenko's arrow did get called up, so they are both on 85 now. Very good at keeping square.
They're trying to give you that shoot off arrow, Phoebe, that you asked for earlier.
I really hope so.
It's interesting. Nathan was telling us earlier this week that he just seemed to like shoot off arrows. He doesn't enjoy doing them, but he ended up in a lot of shoot-offs this year, including that shoot-off that he had to get here against Van Montague in the quarterfinals. That's a good 10 from Nathan to start this end. It's a very quick shot, but a solid 10. Why is it that someone's shots might vary so much in timing, do you think?
It could be anything from just feeling a little bit nervous to the release date they shoot. So Nathan shoots a hinge, Atamanenko shoots a trigger. So with a trigger, you're more able to sort of draw up and get it going faster, should you wish to.
So a decent 29 end there from Nathan. So Atamanenko can only draw level here with 10. It's just out there.
Just out, so a 1 point lead to Nathan McQueen.
With just one end to go.
Let's show some support for the archers who are shooting this nice high match. For Nathan was confirmed.
So we now go into the final end.
So Atamanenko shooting first, coming from behind. It's just a little touch right there. It won't be the start that Atamanenko was hoping for. Very, very close.
Just a little bit low.
Nathan shoots gold tip arrows. They're a little bit wider than most.
Tree trunks.
Excellent.
That's a very nice shot there.
Good reply.
From Atamanenko. Good shot from Nathan. So Atamanenko now will know that a 10 is probably necessary. Nice quick shot.
There we go.
Definitely just got on with that one. Didn't give himself time to worry.
So to secure the gold medal, Nathan needs a 10.
A 9 might be enough, depending on that first arrow. But a 10 would guarantee it.
A 9.
And it's a 9.
So we will see.
Yes, wait to see for the target judge to confirm whether that arrow is going to be called up or down.
We need to wait for the confirmation of the score to see.
Looks like the target judge may have just called that up.
So we will see.
We're just waiting for confirmation.
Yes, Nathan takes the gold.
The agent has put the score up. The judge is just walking out now and confirms Nathan McQueen is the gold medalist here in Nove Mesto.
What a shame.
They were very close to that shootout.
Don't think my teammate would have particularly wanted that, but
definitely wasn't what he was looking for.
Makes for a good watching.
And, a really good performance on a finals field for both of them.
Yes.
And a nice close match for us.
Right, so next up we have the recurves. So we'll be resetting the field and getting ready for that.
Yes, so the compounds have all been shooting at 50 metres, same distance as the W1s. The recurves, however, shoot at 70 metres, but on a larger target face of 122 centimetres.
Yes, though we would be very impressed if they shot an 80 centimetre face at 70 metres.
Yes, that's just for a bit of fun in the practice range, not for tournaments. So the dynamic for recurve archery is very different. The extra distance means that
Congratulations on a big win. Did the cold weather affect your performance?
Face just makes sure that aiming is a little bit easier. Really, they don't have magnifying.
Absolutely.
Ah, sim, o frio pra gente brasileira é bem doído, né? Então a dificuldade foi atirar com tanta roupa, com muito agasalho, então foi bem complicado. Mas assim, graças a Deus o resultado estava vindo mesmo com essa dificuldade.
The cold is always difficult for Brazilians. It's always something you have to deal with a lot of clothes and a lot of shapes of clothes. And, but at the end, thank God, it was a really good performance, and I'm happy and the result was coming.
Was this a good test for the next World Championships in Pilsen?
Foi esse bom teste para o Campeonato Mundial em Pilsen?
Ah, com certeza, é uma forma de estar vendo como o trabalho que a gente vem fazendo, né, tá dando certo, né, algumas coisas para ser melhorado e graças a Deus a gente conseguiu chegar aí na final.
Yeah, it's important to see that the work we do is giving results and it's working, and also what you have to still work on. And the result was coming. So
how that string picture looks to you could be really different. So there's a lot of external factors that you really need to be very careful of and considerate of.
Yes.
So the targets have been moved back to 70 now. Just got to get refaced with those larger target faces.
Congratulations, Nathan, a really great match. So was this a good test for the next World Para-Championships in Pilsen?
Yeah, we're kind of using this event, well, I personally was using this event as a stepping stone towards the world, so it's a good first step, isn't it?
Great. Did the bad weather affect your performance?
During the week I struggled with the cold a wee bit. It was probably my 720 wasn't quite where I wanted it to, but I was fine ahead to head.
This is the first tournament
now, so it's typical, isn't it?
Thank you.
Of the year, in which all of these athletes will be vying for Paralympic quota spaces at Paris. This is a really important tournament. This is why you see a lot of the countries here, not necessarily from Europe. It's an opportunity for everybody to come and get warmed up, get comfortable with the internationals again, competing against the same archers they will for the rest of the year. Archers will need to meet a certain level of performance, as well as rank at a certain level at the World Championships in July this year.
Yes, and the World Championships happening in Pilsen in Czech as well. So we'll be back out in this lovely country in a few weeks.
So this really is very good preparation for everybody. Those archers that don't quite get their Paralympic spots earned at the World Championships will be able to earn them at the Continental qualifying tournament at the European Championships just 3 weeks later after the Worlds, which is a very unorthodox position to be in years like this, and we've got a World Championships and a European Championships really close together. That's mostly just because the calendar got bunched up following COVID, but it does mean that there can be very easily the first qualifying tournament followed by the continental one. So there's 2 opportunities this year for archers to get their Paralympic places, and I'm sure it's on everyone's minds here. That's the main job to achieve this year.
I would like to see that. I think it's
So we've only got 2 more matches in the day.
The recurve Women Open followed by the recurve Men Open. And then just our award ceremonies to finish off.
Oh, we should have tried before. Flex. It's 20, 30 seconds, it's complicated. I understand. It's always I know. What did you suggest? So few times. I can come here with the HDMI converter.
Geliyor. Hocam diyor memlekete gitmek zorunda kaldım. Neredeydin? İşte dedem vefat etti, memlekete gittik. Bak bunlar 1 yıl içerisinde 6-7 kişi böyle gömdü yani. En son bir geldi hani niye geç kaldın işte şu vefat etti. Onu dedim hesaplamalarıma göre benim sülale kimse kalmamış olması lazım şu anda.
So they've just got a little bit of a technical difficulty out on the field at the moment.
Just a quick technical problem. So.
The results team, the NCA team, just getting the screens up and running again.
Yes, so
but they're there now.
Any random yelling, that's what's happening.
Got a large number of people panically trying to fix the electronics, but it looks like they've managed to do that now.
Yep.
So that should be the end of the delay. We should be getting on with the next match pretty shortly.
Sorry about that.
We're in amongst it here in this commentary position.
Yes,
between the judges, the results teams.
The thick of it.
And we're just sort of put in a corner amongst them with a little monitor with all our information on it.
Are we ready? Are we ready? I think so, yes.
Looks like we are ready to go, which you probably heard.
Might be a case of getting a good old-fashioned flag and stopwatch out.
If the screens go down at some point during this match, that'll be the drama we've been looking for.
Yes. I mean, if I'm not going to get a shoot-off today...
Yeah, you might as well be treated to a bit of a...
Give me something else. Here we go.
Back on the field. We are on 70 meters. And let's welcome recurve women open.
So for this match we have Turkey versus Greece.
Let's welcome the finalists.
We do. So for Greece on target 1 we have Dorothea Pomenidou, which is almost definitely entirely butchered that pronunciation, so I apologise for that. And on target 2 from Turkey, Mervna Eroglu.
On target number 1, representing Greece, Dorothea Pomenidou. On target number 2, representing Turkey.
Much like the compound matches, both of these athletes qualified very close to one another. Dorothea qualified 4th and Merv qualified 3rd.
Yeah, with 5.93 and 5.99 respectively, so decent shooting in this category. Because the Turkish archer ranked higher, she has been given the option of whether she'd like to shoot first or second. She's opted first, so we'll be starting with Eroglu on target 2.
Fantastic start. Yeah. Very good, very nice.
So it's nice and central, just a touch high. That won't be anything to worry about. A little adjustment of the sight there. It's important with that first shot on a finals field that you're really confident with it, execute it really nicely. Wow, that grouping was incredible, right next to the first one in the 10. But yeah, it's really important to be confident with that first execution, so you know where the arrow goes is where it was supposed to go, and you can adjust your sight accordingly. The big difference we've got now is we're on the set system. So these archers will shoot up to 5 ends. That'll be the first to 6 points.
Fantastic grouping.
Incredible group, yeah. 29 is an unassailable lead on this set, so Eroglu will start off with those first 2 set points. Those last 2 arrows are grouped quite nicely out on the right as well, so she'll adjust her sight for that and hope that the next arrow she shoots in the next set will be in the middle.
That means we have a set points to split. But in this case, 2 points go to Nove.
Dorothea made her way to this gold medal match with a bye in the 1/8, beating Polish archer Olszewska 6-4, and the Japanese Shigesada 7-3. Eroglu made her way to this gold medal match, beating the French archer Aziza Benami and the Indian Pooja. Both of Eroglu's matches were 1-6-0. And it will be Dorothea shooting first for Greece. She trails 2 set points to 0. quite a long way out to the right there. She's just look a little bit unsettled, Dorothea, but she's just had some words from her coach.
Dorothea hasn't been on the circuit for particularly long, so this might be her first individual medal match. Which can make things quite nerve-wracking.
It's not quite as central or ugly in this one, but whether that's a reaction to Dorothea's first shot and she's taking the foot off the pedal a little bit, I'm not sure.
Fantastic reply from Dorothea.
Yeah, she's found that gold now, and hopefully she can push on for the rest of this match. So Rogler will need a 7 to take the set points. That's a 9, so she found herself back in the middle again. And that'll be 4-0 for the Turkish archer.
21 points for Dorothea and 24 for Meto. That means another 2 set points go to Turkish archer.
So Merv now has a lead of 4 set points to 0.
So she's yet to lose a set here in this tournament. So again, Dorothea shooting first. She trails 4 set points to nothing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great start to that set. She knows she needs to take some tech points here. That is definitely the way to do that. Very nice reply.
Good reply.
It's a shame there for Dorothea. She's just produced another one that's gone a long way out to the right there. So Rogler has the opportunity to really close this out.
8.
So Dorothea with a 10 here would really put the pressure on. She's got a lot of head movement in her draw to get to anchor.
Yes.
That has also drifted off to the right there. And that may well be something to do with the string alignment she gets as she comes into the anchor, as we were talking about earlier.
Yes, just some variation.
So Rogler will just need a 5 now to take the set and the match.
And she does.
It wasn't her cleanest shot, but it was enough.
Gold for Mew Ridley.
Indeed, having not dropped a single set point.
No, for this whole competition.
For the whole competition.
Very, very well done.
Definitely be a lot of confidence for her moving forward into the rest of this season. And a lot of confidence, I'm sure, for Dorothea to have got onto the finals field and had that experience. And that concludes our penultimate match of the afternoon. Just one more match to go with the Recurve Men Open Gold Final.
So for this next match we have Italy versus France.
And a lot of pedigree is going to be out on the field today.
Yes. So we have the world number 1 versus the world number, as you know, that's qualification.
Yeah, world number 1 versus the world number 5.
World number 5. Both of these archers qualified both first and second.
Yes, with 6.45 and 6.44, so very, very close. Very good performances. Nothing short of what you'd expect from such high caliber athletes. Stefano Traversani for Italy, from rank number 1, will be on target 1, and Guillaume Tukulé, rank number 2, will be on target 2. So we just wait for the targets to get changed. There's a little bit of a delay down on the field of play. This is our last opportunity for a match with some drama, Phoebe.
It is, Stuart, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, last match for this tournament is ahead of us. Let's welcome Recurve Men Open Final.
There we go, the coaches and the athletes coming onto the field now.
And our finalists who are fighting for all medals here
Stefano wheelied onto the field then, in style.
You know, the wheelchair athletes really do have a lot of control over those wheelchairs. And it can often be safer for them. It seems really weird, but it can often be a lot safer for them to lift those front wheels off and wheel on just on the back 2 wheels, because those front wheels can get caught in the grass and topple them forwards. So Traversani, yes, ranked first, had a bye in the 1/16th, and made his way through the 1/8 against Ukraine 7-1, the 1/4 against Poland 6-2, sorry, and the semi-finals against Harvinder Singh from India 6-4. Tukulé made it here with a bye in the 1/16th, a win against the Indian archer Gadara 6-2, win against Ukrainian archer Simbalyuk 6-2, and Turkish archer Savas in the semi-finals 6-2. Traversani shooting first.
Interesting prospect about this match is that Tukulé shoots with a mouth tab.
Yes, the first one of those we've seen this afternoon.
It
makes the alignment of that string picture really different. Quite often even use the opposite eye Very good start from Traversani, right in the middle. 10 and a 9.
Good adjustment from Tukule.
It's 1 or 2 points in it. We've got an asterisk on that first 8 called for Tukule. This just drops a little bit lower for Traversani. So those 3 arrows, the group is a little bit low, so he may want to adjust his sight for that. In fact, is adjusting his sight for that now. Good pair from Tukule as well. So it'll depend on that that line call off the first arrow as to whether these set points will be shared or whether Traversani will go 2-0 up. So these archers have come up against each other 5 times. Tukule has won 4 out of those 5 matches. And out of those 5 times, 3 times they went to shoot-offs.
It's very closely matched.
While Tukule has more of those wins, the most recent time they met each other was in Rome at the European Para-Archery Championships in the bronze final, and that was Stefano Traversani's win. Tukule shooting first here. Traversani got both of those set points.
Fantastic arrow.
Very good. Very nice positioning of that arrow there. Managed to find almost dead centre. And that's a good arrow as well, just slightly right in the, solidly in the goal.
Another fantastic arrow, just a little bit high up the 10.
Right next to his first arrow on the right there. Just drifted away from the middle there. Did seem a slightly longer hold for him.
It did, just seemed a little bit, and it bobbed a little bit as well.
Definitely an opportunity for Traversani here.
Okay.
It's not necessarily taken. So again, we'll be waiting for that line call.
These guys keeping it interesting.
It's either going to be 2-2 with Tukule winning it, or 3-1 if Traversani's arrow value there gets called up from a 6 to a 7. So Tukule came second at the most recent World Championships last year in Dubai, while Traversani came third at the European Para-Championships last year in Rome. So both archers certainly not strangers to the finals field.
fantastic start from Gilligan.
So the set points were shared. It's 3-1 here, which is why Tukale shot first. So slightly high 8. It's not a bad arrow.
Another slightly long hold.
Yeah, it just seems to drift right occasionally for him there. It's difficult to tell from our position cause and effect. That's a good arrow from Traversani. Whether the hold is long because his bow is drifting right and he's trying to correct for it, or whether it drifts right because of that slightly longer hold. That's
Very
a
good
arrow there, gets it back in the middle. So an 8 here would share the set points. That's 9, so he takes that set and will go in 5-1 up.
26. That would bring 2 set points for Stefano, and he will get 3-5-1. So 5-1 is confirmed. So we will start with
Confirmation of that 5-1 lead for Traversani, so Guillaume Tukale will be shooting first in the 4th set. So Tukale needs to win both of these sets now to force a tie-break, otherwise Traversani will take the win.
It's a good start.
It's the first time we've seen him go left, I think.
7.
Not the response Traversani will have been hoping for there. Just sat on the left there. So it's a good group, eh?
It's good adjustments, just maybe slightly too
far off to the left now. You can see Traversani has a really bright coloured string there. It's a very good group as well, but also quite far right. You see the brightness of that string will have a really strong contrast to the dark coloured bow he's shooting, so that makes that string pitch much easier to keep consistent, the alignment, to place the string on
8, maybe 9.
Looks like a 9.
It looks like a 9.
But it can also be really reflective in the light. So if the sun shines on it slightly differently, you may well get those groups moving left to right. And you would assume he would know how to adjust for that and be aware of it. So regardless of Tukale's line call there, that will be 5-3. Tukale has managed to win that set. Interestingly, so far these archers, if it was cumulative score, would be tied.
Oh. Despite that, Tukale will still need to win this set to force the tiebreak.
to stand a chance of taking this gold medal. They're still behind on set points, so still shooting first. Very nice.
Fantastic start.
Puts the pressure on Para-Archery to produce.
Yes, he does.
He does. Just the response he needed. Remember, Para-Archery only needs to tie this set to take the win. So if he can simply match Tukule's arrows, he'll be happy.
Very good.
It's a good shot. It's a very small door to play open for Para-Archery, but
yes,
Para-Archery barged through it. There's a slightly longer hold again, and it's just drifted out.
8 to win.
Even a 7 will be enough to take the medal.
And he does.
That's very good grouping. A really good finish to take that win. And a big roar for him to finish. Shows what it means to these athletes, even an event like this.
And that closes our competition.
Yes, that concludes the last match of this European Para Cup and World Ranking event here in Nove, Mesto, Metuji.
Yes. Thank you to everybody who's watched.
We'll be treated with the medal ceremonies to close out the broadcast.
So please stay close. We will have medal ceremony shortly. Once all the interviews are done and everything is ready. We also ask the medalists to come back for the field replay. So you are all ready.
Yeah, sorry. Diváky, sponzory chce, diváky nebo sponzory.
Okay, the same question.
Şimdi 2 tane soru soracaklar. Bir tanesi bu yarışma sonucu
Ondan da olsun. Aferin. Onu da al, telefonu da seçelim. Hatta arabanın altına verir miyim?
İyi olur.
Verdim zaten, o da olur.
Telefonunu verir misin bir şey?
Yeah, I need to move near there. Don't know why the mic is. Can you help me with the power cable? Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is that I need to release it.
Natasha, can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Testing, Natasha.
We go with this one. We go with this one.
You go with that?
Radio camera out. Yes.
And what do I do with this? And what do I do with this? Use it?
Simply go with that one.
Okay, I have to stay down or will I stay up? Down. I stay down?
You can start.
Yeah? Congratulations on this big match. Was it good practice for the next World Para Championships in Pilsen?
Dünya Şampiyonası öncesi çok büyük keyif aldım. Bu yarışma benim için büyük bir deneyimdi.
I enjoyed before the World Championship. It was good experience for me.
Did the cold weather affect you?
Soğuk hava seni çok etkiledi mi diyor?
Evet, etkiledi. Yani üşüdüğümde ellerimi hissetmedim. Ama yine de güzeldi.
Yes, much more effect for me. My hands was freezing. Yeah.
Thank you. Vado a trovare Stefano, ok? It's okay? Dai. Allora, ti parlo in inglese, ti parlo in italiano, come ti fa più comodo adesso, come ti senti?
Proviamo a farlo in inglese, dai, lanciamoci.
Congratulations, Stefano, a really great match. So, was it a good test for you for the next World Championships in Pilsen?
For sure, because the condition of the weather here were very difficult for the temperature, because we are in May, so it was so cold, and I hope to find a better weather in Pilsen, and it's okay.
Preparing for Paris 2024?
For sure, but I don't want to say nothing about this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Finito.
Já se mi vyříct ty 400, ne? Nebo ji dám ještě takhle celé. Ta holčina teda to doma začala.